So today we're going to read out of One Day at a Time in Al Anon. You don't have to be in Al Anon, it's still a good reading. And for those of you that don't know what Al Anon is, it's friends, families of alcoholics. So it's a 12-step program for normies. And then they get to work the 12 steps just like we do. So this is the part I wanted to read. Today's reminder. I want to remember every time I'm tempted to take a heavy, somber view of a happening that it may not be so bad after all. Maybe if I look at it closely, it has an element of fun and fantasy, absurdity, or even relieving stillness and silliness. My mood makes it look black when I would speak it with a dash. I could spark it with a dash of rosy pink. Okay, so I put on my rosy pink today and my cheeks too before I read this. And the other thing I did before I read this is I have a situation that is bleak and kind of causing some anxiety. Okay. And in that situation, I decided to take a different look at it and turn it into something that I can do in the future that is fun and all brand new. So I'm taking the old problem, okay, and I'm going to get rid of it totally. And then I'm going to start all brand new. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you had a vehicle that you kept putting money into, okay? And then after you put money into it, it just keeps breaking and just keeps breaking, and it's giving you anxiety. So you decide you're going to trade in the old one and get a brand new one. But the reason that you didn't do that is because, oh, you have feelings for your car. Oh, you've had your car so long and you know everything about your car, etc., etc. Well, finally enough becomes enough, and you decide that I'm going to just get rid of all the old and bring in something new. And that's what I've decided. And I'm not going to tell you what it is, because it's my little secret. It's my little project. So that's what I'm working on. So I'm making something that was a problem or an anxiety, and I'm taking it and making it fun and new and exciting. And then if the new money system comes in, of course, I can do it a lot faster and easier, but we can't look at something until it's here. You know, we can manifest, we can have faith, but we still have to live in this 4D reality. So that's the hard part. And I know that you're all struggling with that. Some of you are living paycheck to paycheck. Some of you are have animals that need to go to the vet. Some of you need med beds. Okay, so I realize that this isn't easy, but we have to get through it one day at a time. Okay, I'm hearing all kinds of good news from everybody that the future is bright, but we have to stay in the moment. And at the moment, the problem is still there, but how am I going to make the problem fun? Just like your health. Let's say that you're in bed right now and you really can't get out of bed because you're in the hospital or because you're bedridden, okay? But you can put on YouTube on your big TV, you can put on the 24/7 AA, you can put on videos like this, and you can actually have a fun day, okay? Or you can choose to live in all the problems. So you see what I'm saying, right? Then the other thing I wanted to show you is I have Mother Mary, raw, and we have set. That was my last assignment, was going through a set assignment. And I'm not going to get into it, but it's light and dark coming together. the dark having its chance to choose whether it wants to stay dark or become light. And the light is, of course, shining over the darkness in every assignment, every place, everything. And then the dark gets to choose what they want to do. And then we send the dark to wherever its new assignment is. That's what's going on full time in all the other dimensions. All of that kind of stuff. So that may resonate with some of you, that may not. Now, that was a lot of talking, and I never even got to the thumbnail, which is the gold standard. That's what we have to do. You see that skull is gold. That's from the Pirates of the Caribbean. Great movie. I remember those days. I've lived many, many, many lives, and I remember the pirate days. So I have a comforter on my bed. That's the Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, now the gold standard. That's what I want us to be focusing on. So now back to when I talked about the new car, the new truck, or the new whatever, I want you to be manifesting gold standard. So I don't want you just to trade in your old car for another old clunker. It's got to be a new car, something that you wanted. What's your favorite car, type of thing. So that's what we're doing here. We're changing the dark, the old, the poverty-stricken mindset. We're changing everything into the light. The Virgin Mary, Jesus, the other dimensions, our higher selves, everything from the light. You can see the light behind me. Everything's light all the time. I usually always have light all around me. That wakes up the dark. That makes the dark figure out what they're going to do next. Of course, they're going to try to hurt the light, but they can't. Okay, our light's too bright. It wins every time. It can do whatever it wants to do, but the decision has to come whether you're going to stay in the dark or you're going to move to the light. Because right now, when I told you it's the wheat and chaff time, it really is on all dimensions. It's like game over. What are you doing? Where are we sending you? It's your choice. Are we sending you to A, B, or C? Okay? Because we're on the outside looking in. Okay? We see what you do. This is the higher realms talking. We see everything you do. See the bubble? You're in the bubble. But there comes a time when the bubble gets pinpricked and you can see us, and we're asking you that question. What are you going to do next? Are you going to this universe? Are you going to stay here in 4D? Are you going to continue to do evil? Are you going to go to AI? There's all these different choices, and you get to pick. That's where we're at right now. Okay? And hi, everybody on the live. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and talk to St. Michael. We got Crappy, Dennis, and Phelan. Okay, so this one just flew out. So for those names that I just mentioned, this just flew out and it says innocence. Now I'm getting two different energies. One is just what I was talking about. What are you going to do? Are you going to stay in the 3D thinking, the 3D matrix? You're on this video, so probably not. You're probably making that decision to rise above whatever addiction you have, whatever assignment and problems you have. You're ready to go higher. Okay, but there's some of you that are not. Some of you are choosing to just stay where you're at. And if you're going to stay where you're at, you roll backwards. Just remember that. You never can stay in one place. So you're either going backwards or you're moving forward. Okay? So this is innocence. You've done nothing wrong. Meaning, whatever you've done up until this point is to get you to that decision. Okay, are you following me? You did everything you did to get you to this decision. Like with me, I did everything I did till I was 29 years old, and then I was forced with the decision if I wanted to go into AA or not, and change my whole entire thinking and life and become, instead of being a gray, we'll just say a gray in the between, sitting on the fence, doing good, doing evil, doing good, doing evil, having a head full of rage, right? Cell memory full of rage. Did I want to cleanse all that? Go through the next year, 30 years of karmic cleansing? Do I want to go through all the amends, all the 12 steps, all that kind of stuff? Or do I want to stay where I'm at, stay drunk, probably end up jails, institutions, and death? So I made that choice 30 years ago. But now I'm at another level where I have to make another choice. And I did, and I'm shining the light on the dark. Okay, now it's your turn to pick. But just know that everything was up into these points. So you're innocent. It's not that you're guilty. So don't carry the guilt, but carry the decision. What am I going to do next? Okay? So that's from St. Michael, and he says, this is your life's purpose. Okay? Everything I just said is your life's purpose. So you may have to rewind. Okay, now we're going to pick some cards here from the Light Seer deck. A lot of talking this morning. 12 minutes of talking, and didn't really pull many cards, but that's okay. So this is how you're feeling, because it's not that easy. 5 of Swords. Lots of challenges, lots of decisions, lots of, oh, I got a headache. Boy, what am I going to do? But if you can use that car analogy where it's just time to take the car in, even if you only get $500 for it, even if you get nothing for it, it's time to get that new vehicle, okay? It's time to do that new thing. It's time to make the decision. Flick off the fence, okay? You're either light or you're dark. There ain't no in between anymore, okay? So the 5 of Swords can be a challenging position, but that's what the energy is right now. Why? Because we have justice. Remember I told you the higher self, you can see both selves there, right? We're balancing the scales. We're saying enough is enough. Now I want these two to come together as in one. So if you and your higher self are going to become one, not just when you're sleeping, not just in astro, but all the time, then everything has to start getting new, and there has to be complete 100% light. Okay? 7 of Cups. That's where I was just saying how you have lots of decisions, lots of options. Okay? 7 of Cups. Meaning you could get a truck, you could get a car, you could get it yellow, you could get it blue, you could spend 500,000, you could spend 50,000, but it's new. Okay? So 7 of Cups energy. Then we got the 2 of Swords. Then it comes down to 2 choices, okay? 2 of Swords is pretty much, okay, I got it all settled down to now these 2. These are my last 2 decisions. Do I want this? Do I want that? Okay, now I just want to pull another card. It's the 7 of Wands, and it's going to be about emotions. So the 7 of Wands would be between you and your higher self. Pick more with your emotions. Use your emotions more to make the decision. Like, yellow is going to get dirty all the time, but I really love yellow. Okay, I'll give you an example. I got a black truck. Everybody says, you don't get a black truck. You should get a white truck because black shows the dirt. And I don't do car washes. I just ain't that type of person. So my truck is sitting in the driveway, pretty dusty because I live in the desert. So a black truck with lots of dust on it, but it's new. Okay. Well, if you start thinking about it, who's it affecting? If it doesn't bother me, but it bothers all of you, well, I can't help that. Don't look at it then, right? So what I'm saying is focus on what you want. So I have a black truck, a new truck. I got rid of the old stuff, right? And I love my truck, and I don't do car washes, very seldom. Okay. If I take it in for service, right, they wash it at the dealership, but I don't do it. It's just something I don't do. Another person, their car has to be shiny and clean all the time. Okay. But it doesn't matter. It's what you like. It's what you like. It's what you want to do. Okay. Two of Swords. So make that decision based on more emotion than head. Okay. If I used my head, I would have got a white truck and I would have, pleased the whole world, I guess. But I didn't. I bought a black truck and it stays dusty looking. Okay. Then one more from Eight of Cups is walking away. So everything I just said. Okay. You're walking away from the old and you're bringing everything in new, but according to what you want and what you like. Okay? Okay, and then we got one more deck here. We got the Mage Tarot deck, my Magician deck that I've had for 40 years. Okay. Balance. Okay, Two of Pentacles. So you had the Two of Swords, now you got the Two of Pentacles. So it's balance, okay? Head and heart, obviously, but I really want you to lean more on thinking as if, okay? So any of you that believe in the Gasara, okay, the RV, the new money system, okay, believe that it's already here and then act accordingly. I know that's hard to do, okay? It's hard to do, especially if you have no money in the bank and you're living paycheck to paycheck, even if maybe you don't even have a job, maybe you're homeless, right? Whatever you're doing, though, you can do it with the right mindset. You can go to the soup kitchen and you can ask them for free clothes, because I was homeless. I know. Okay. I was homeless for approximately 5 years at one time, but we're not going to get into all that. So you can go to the soup kitchen and you can get clothes, and you can look at the rack and you can pick the best dresses, the best suits, the best everything, because people donate clothes to the homeless. Okay. So you don't have to sit in rags. I was told that I was the best dressed homeless girl in Newport Beach, California. And you know why that was? Good morning, Irene. I got all the clothes donated to the SOS missions and to the missions there from the rich people, and I got to wear their clothes. And I wore outfits like this, okay, whatever, and I was homeless. You would never know I was homeless, but I was homeless because it's a mindset, okay? You don't have to dress like a pauper. I don't even know if that's a word, but you don't have to dress like a poverty stricken person. I also went and took showers all the time. I also went to the laundromat and washed my clothes and kept them in a bag in a pile and I hid them. Okay. And I lived in abandoned shacks instead of, homeless camps. So there is a way to live wealthy even if you're homeless. And I do know that. So that's the mindset I want you to have. I want you to be able to look at me today and say, look at her. And it doesn't matter if I have $1 in the bank account or $500 or 5,000 or 5 million. I am just authentic. I'm just me. Okay, I'm wearing the clothes I'm wanting to wear. I'm driving the truck I want to drive, etc., etc. So we're talking a lot about this today. It's very important to somebody to get in balance. We're already 20 minutes in. Okay, so Queen of Questing, stay creativity. Again, it's the wands, it's the emotions. It's back to the 7 of Wands that I was talking about. Having the gold standard, but having it up here, not in your bank account. So if me and Irene were standing here and she had $1 in her bank account and I had $1,000,000 in my bank account, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference, because her mindset and the way she looked, my mindset, the way I looked, were the same. And we were happy, joyous, and free. Okay, so that's the message today. That's the energy today. And I want to thank you all for listening.